Hey guys, it's Sinem and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here and you're watching me for the first time. Today, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be doing the best and the worst makeup of 2020. Now, these are basically my picks of kind of makeup products that I've just been loving throughout the year and makeup products that I haven't been loving. So some are, well, most of it is new makeup that came out this year, but also some of it is just things that I kind of discovered myself and just, you know, became a favorite for 2020. I'm also going to be doing a drugstore version of this, like strictly drugstore makeup, the best drugstore makeup of 2020 in my opinion. That will be coming soon as well. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Do leave me a comment down below as well. What has been your favorite makeup product of 2020 or your worst makeup product that you've tried of 2020? And let's just jump straight into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is, and I did mention it in my last video, the Rare Beauty Always an Optimist Illuminating Primer. This is one of the most beautiful, luminous, just dewy, glowy primers that you will ever find. I quickly fell in love with this because it just simply gives you this beautiful lit from within glow, and I feel like whatever foundation you use, it's just gonna complement it nicely and you're just gonna have a little bit of a glow peek through the foundation. I did mention in my last video as well that this is kind of like bridal makeup in a bottle. I feel like this would be absolutely perfect for bridal makeup, you know, wedding makeup, if you're getting married. It's just gonna give you that glow that you want on that day, and it doesn't have any shimmer or sparkle, which I absolutely love. It just gives you this beautiful kind of pearlescent glow, and yeah, it just gives you a beautiful finish, and it's one that you can see just glistens on the skin. It looks very glass-like without looking slippery or too dewy. It's the most perfect luminous primer and I absolutely love it. So this has been the first one that I've been absolutely loving, and to go along with that as well is the Rare Beauty Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation. So this one as well has been a beautiful foundation on my skin type. I do have dry skin and it works for me. It is, I believe, a water or serum based foundation. It is very liquidy, and it's not like your traditional liquid foundation. It's a little different. It's very thin, it's very lightweight, and it just glides on the skin beautifully. If you use these two, you're gonna have the most beautiful, luminous, lightweight looking skin. It's gonna feel very lightweight as well. But this one is great for all skin types, whether you have oily skin or dry skin combination or normal. It's gonna work for you because it's just that foundation where the formula is so very thin and lightweight and not heavy that it just glides on every single skin type. It's a great foundation, so I've been loving this one as well. I've been absolutely loving the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Stick Foundation. So I'm not a fan of her liquid foundation. I think it's too cakey. I think it's too full coverage and too drying. However, this is like the complete opposite. It's completely opposite of that foundation. It is a more creamier, natural, buildable foundation and hydrating with a beautiful satin luminous finish. It is a little bit expensive, but I think it's worth the price because it's just going to give you a really natural looking finish. And that's the one thing that I love about it, is that it's creamy but also gives you that kind of buildable natural finish, and it's just one that stays put all day. I don't find that it slips and slides. It's just got this really great formula, and also I love as well that it does give you that filtered look. Your skin just looks very smooth and, you know, flawless. It looks really great, especially in photos as well. So this is a good one. And last but not least for foundations, this one I was so surprised about. Like, I just fell in love with it. I did a video on this and I was so impressed. It's the Morphe Hint Skin Tint, and this is by Morphe too. It's a new sister brand. It's supposed to be a more lightweight approach. It's supposed to be targeted more towards a younger audience, but I would actually say, of course, anyone can use this. You know, makeup has no rules. You don't have to actually use this if you're younger. So this one I absolutely love because it's this, again, kind of serumy, watery foundation, and you would think that it's going to be like super liquidy and just runny and like just, you know, not great, but it is so amazing. It gives you this beautiful sheer to medium coverage, like just a wash of color, a wash of tint, hence the name, hint hint skin tint. It just gives you a beautiful tint to the skin. You can build it and build it and build it, and it will never get cakey, and it will never look cakey or feel heavy on the skin because it is so watery and lightweight. So the formula of this, like, is incredible because of how much coverage it still gives you as well. It's not full coverage, but it is more of a sheer to medium coverage. It's great for summer, great for all year round anyway, but I love this so much, and this color is absolutely perfect for me. It's in hint of cream. And yeah, I did a whole video on this, so you can go check that out if you want to know a little bit more about it. I was really impressed with these products. So I really fell in love mainly with the cream bronzer. This just gives you a very healthy, dewy warmth to the skin. It also is more of like a balmy texture, so it's not like your traditional cream bronzer where I feel like it just lifts the foundation, because a lot of liquid blushes or liquid bronzers and creams and things like that tend to lift the foundation, and I feel like they just don't blend on top of each other. But because this is such a balmy and moisturizing and creamy formula, it just glides on your foundation no matter what foundation you use, whether it's a dewy foundation or matte foundation. Even works great on top of powder as well, which I was fairly impressed by. It's just a very creamy formula, and it gives you a beautiful bronze all over. This shade is Butter Biscuit, and I love it because it gives you more of a natural contour without adding too much orange into your skin, especially for fair skin tones. So yes, this is a great cream bronzer. It's perfect if you also struggle with finding cream bronzers that you know usually lift your foundation. It's a great formula, along with the blusher, pretty much the same formula. This one is in Petal Poppin', and it is more of a kind of coral pink, but it is a beautiful just pink that gives you a nice flush to the cheeks. It's not gonna look too pink, and also it does give you more of a dewy finish as well, so be mindful of that. If you're not really a fan of dewy finishes, it does leave you with a slight, as you can see, like balmy dew, which I think is really pretty. It does make you look healthy, more youthful, and it just, you know, kind of brings your cheeks forward and makes them glow. But again, I've been loving these two together because they just, you know, it has a great formula, and they just look really beautiful on the skin, and they blend really nicely with other makeup products as well. Going along with the blusher theme, this is one that I'm wearing right now. It's not a powder blush, it's actually a whipped textured kind of blusher. This is also from the Morphe 2 line. This is the Wondertint Cheek and Lip Mousse, and it is in the shade Wish. They do have 4 shades. It is a very bouncy whipped texture. It's very unique, and if I just show you what it looks like, it's going to be hard to tell on camera, but it's a very just plush formula, and I have this on my cheeks right now and I absolutely love it. But also this one, if you don't want a dewy finish, this would be a great one to go for because it is more of a matte finish. This doesn't have any dewiness to it. It does leave you more of a matte finish, but a natural matte finish. I love it. It's very creamy, very hydrating, and I've been using this a lot more than the Fenty one, but they're still great cream blushes. Moving on to another product that I've been loving for 2020. This I loved last year as well, but this is the Lawless Seal the Deal powder, but it's not the translucent one, it's actually the brightening powder. So this has a very slight peach color to it. It has a peach pinky tint, but it is the most beautiful peachy tint powder. So it's not going to look super, you know, orangey, or it's not going to have too much color to it. It's just a very slight peachy brightness under the eyes, which I love. If you have dark under eyes, use concealer and set your concealer with a powder like this, because it's going to cancel it out, because it does have a peachy tone to it, but it's also going to brighten your under eyes as well and just make you look more awake. Don't use a translucent powder if you do have really dark under eyes. Use something like this, which is going to correct but also brighten and set your concealer in place. I love this one. It's so great. I do have it on right now as well, and it just gives me a really nice brightness under the eyes, but it also locks in that concealer. I don't find that it creases whatsoever. It stays put all day, and it has a very smooth silky finish to it. They do have a translucent version and I think a darker one as well, so you can go for the translucent one because it's going to be the exact same formula. It's going to be amazing, but just translucent if you don't want color. But like I said, the brightening one is great. It doesn't have too much color, but it just brightens and just corrects your under eyes even more. Moving on, these I think you guys know I absolutely love. I've picked up like a ton over the year in my hauls. This is the Wet n Wild Megalast matte lipsticks. These ones I've been loving so much. The formula, the colors, everything about them, they're super affordable, and I think they've just kind of upped their formula because it's in newer packaging. One that I'm wearing right now is Sandstorm, which is this one. Another one that I like is Bare It All, which is that one. Never Nude is such a nice pretty nude shade. And then Skinny Dipping is one of my favorites as well. It's more of like a cooler toned pink, but very wearable still. They're really creamy. They give you a matte finish, but a comfortable matte finish, which I love because it's not going to look drying. It's not going to feel drying. It feels very comfortable and still creamy on the lips, and literally one swipe it gives you a full opaque finish and coverage to the lips as well. It definitely is very pigmented. My dog is barking. It's great because it's affordable, and that's the one thing that I love about it, and there's so many shades to choose from. You cannot go wrong with them, and I've been loving them this year. I'm sure most of you guys have tried them anyway, but if you haven't, definitely check them out. Next is the Huda Beauty Naughty Eyeshadow Palette. This one is just something else. I did not expect to be blown away by this palette when I tried it out. This is one of the most beautiful neutrally berry toned palettes. There are some neutral shades in it, but there are berry tones as well. You have really nice metallics and really nice creamy smooth mattes. I feel like every shade in here just complements each other. You can create any look, whether it's more gold, more bronze, or more berry. And also I do find that the formula does blend well together as well. The mattes and the shimmers blend really nicely. There's no patchiness. They're super opaque. You don't need to use an eye primer. So yeah, I would highly recommend this palette. Again, I did a dedicated video. You can go check that out if you want to see like swatches and everything and the demo. But let me know if you guys have tried this. It's one of the most beautiful eyeshadow palettes that came out this year. I feel like there weren't many that I actually liked this year, but this one just, I don't know, blew me away by the colors, the color story, and the formula. And it's the first ever Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette that I like, because I really feel like she changed the formula with these eyeshadows, and they're just super marbled. They almost shift different colors as well. Next, I feel like there's a lot of blushes going on in this year's favorites. This is the XX Revolution XS blush. This one I have is in Entice. It is the only one that I've tried, but my goodness, I've also tried their XX bronzer. These are so good. It's so creamy, and it's drugstore, and you cannot go wrong with it. These are just something else. The formula of these, of the XX Revolution brand, is just this really, I mean, look at that one swipe. So pigmented and rich, and it feels like butter on the skin. It feels like butter. There's no patchiness, no chalkiness, no fallout whatsoever. It is the formula that you want in any powder product. It is just going to give you that fine but pigmented and smooth finish on the skin, and I've been loving this shade. This one again is Entice. It's like a nice peachy blusher, but just the whole XX line anyway, I would highly recommend. But they have a ton of blushes to choose from, and also the bronzers as well are really great, so definitely check them out. It's one that I've been reaching for a lot. I do love my MAC blushes, and I use those all the time, but one blush that I have noticed myself always using this year since the brand came out has been the XX blusher, and I have yet to buy some other shades, but I wanted to just shout this one out because it is such a great formula for the price that it is. Then we have the Strobe Face Glaze by M.A.C. I have talked about this many times in my videos, and I'm gonna keep on raving about it and talking about it. I hope they do come back with it permanently. I think they still have it available. But this is basically a hybrid balm slash dewy kind of gel. It's really unique. This one, again, is like the Selena Gomez, the Rare Beauty primer, but it's not a primer. It's more of just a illuminator. it gives you the dewiest, glossiest skin. It's a very unique product, and it just gives you like this all over balmy, dewy glow without adding color to it. Like, there's no color in this product, even though it looks like there is. Maybe it has a slight little sheen, a slight little tint of like a gold sheen to it, but it's very, very sheer, and it just gives you like, let me demonstrate. I'll just put a tiny bit on. It just gives you this really, I'm gonna put it up here, this really just balmy glow, and your skin just looks really wet. Again, it doesn't lift with your foundation. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but it just gives you a really beautiful glow. I have raved about this so many times. I'm sure you guys have, you know about it already. You know, I absolutely love it. It gives you a very glossy finish to the skin. It's not sticky as well whatsoever. So yes, it's a great product. I think they still have it available, so get your hands on it whilst you can. And last but not least, for the best of 2020, the Morphe 35M palette. I have fallen in love with this palette. I have used it, and I love it so much. So this is what it looks like. Comes with these tones, and I did also play around with this today as well. I digged into a little bit of both those palettes. Like I said, there weren't many eyeshadow palettes this year that I fell in love with. The Natasha Denona bronze palette I liked, but it wasn't really a favorite for this year. But this one I love because it has a little bit of everything. It is more deeper shades, you know, like you have some olives, and then you have berries, and then these purples. But what I love about it is that it really complements with, you know, like the colors complement any look. So for example, you have some olive shimmers, but then you have olive mattes, so you can make a really nice olive look. Same with the oranges and the purples. So you have like matte and shimmer versions of each color. I absolutely love it. I think it's a great palette, great Morphe palette, one of the best ones. Like, look at that metallic foiled olive, even this really nice vibrant magenta. And then this is what I have in the center, like this really, look at that, look how foiled and insanely pigmented these metallics are. I know, and especially if you use it wet. So yes, that palette as well, I've been loving. If you've never tried it out, definitely give it a go. It just has these beautiful metallics, and again, they're very creamy, and the colors are really different in a palette. You know, I feel like, especially because you can't really find many olive shades. So this is a great one to have. Perfect for this time of the year. So let's move on to things that I haven't been loving for this year. Things that I think, you know, were just a complete fail for me. Now, this first one, I don't know. I feel like no one's gonna agree with me on this one. I feel like maybe I've got a bad one, like a bad batch. I don't know. But the first fail is the Kylie lip glosses. Now, I actually had a few shades and I gave them away because I honestly did not like them, but I wanted to keep one anyway, just, you know, just to test out and still have, and I still don't like it. Now, the reason is because it's super sticky, and that's the thing where I feel like no one's gonna agree with me, because every time I read reviews or see other people using them, everyone keeps saying that they're not sticky, and I'm just like, what? It is the most stickiest lip gloss I have ever tried. I'm not even kidding. It is so gunky and sticky. It is horrible. I hate it so much. The shade is really pretty. This one is like this gorgeous kind of baby pink with pearlescent shimmer to it. It's called Lost Angel, but the formula is horrible. It's very gunky and thick and sticky, and it just lifts the lipstick as well when you top it off on top of lipstick. So do let me know down below if you guys own any Kylie glosses. Is your one sticky or is it not sticky? And yeah, I would love to know, because I have a feeling maybe the ones with shimmer are sticky and the ones without shimmer are a lot more creamier. I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong. Another one that was a fail is from the E.L.F Retro Paradise collection. This is the multi-dimensional face and body shimmer. I really didn't like this product. I liked everything else in the collection. This is what it looks like, and it's such a shame because E.L.F do really great products, but this is in the shade Soul, and it is just a very chunky overspray powder with a ton of glitter. It's chunky glitter. It's not a highlighter. It looks like it is, but it's literally when you, I don't even want to touch it because glitter goes everywhere. So I did test this out in a video again, and yeah, it was just super chunky, full of glitter, and it looks very unflattering. I mean, maybe for the body it's great. It is for face and body, but I would not recommend to put this on the face because it's going to ruin your makeup, and glitter is going to be everywhere on your face. It's, you know, it's just a kind of powder with an overspray of a ton of chunky glitter. I hate it. So yeah, I'm not going to be using that. Maybe I'll keep it for the body for like summer. Another one I feel like a lot of people are going to be shocked by, the Rare Beauty, I know, the Rare Beauty Lip Soufflés Matte Cream Lipsticks. This I did not like when I tried out her products. So this one, again, a beautiful shade, but I have a few complaints with this. This one is in the shade Transform. These, the number one thing, they are so incredibly patchy. Incredibly patchy. I don't know if it's just the dark shade, but you build and you build and you build and it gets patchier and patchier and patchier, and you can never get one opaque swipe out of it. Even if you were to do 2-3 layers, it's still not opaque. It just keeps coming off and getting patchy, and then the corners get dark, but then the center just stays light and patchy. It's a hot mess. It's a beautiful whipped texture, and it gives you still a very comfortable lightweight feel on the lips, but the patchiness really throws me off, and you know, a lot of people would struggle with it. Another thing as well is that what you see in this tube is not what you get. Completely throws you off. You think you're getting like a deep wine berry, but you actually get like a very bright red pink. And yeah, I was really disappointed because I wanted this shade, and instead I got a really bright like pinky red, almost like a very bright fuchsia magenta. It's just, it was very hard to work with, and it got very messy quickly. It was a hot mess. Next, I also mentioned this in my last video. This is the Essence Hydrating and Perfecting Primer Serum. I really don't like this primer. It's not hydrating like they claim it to be. It's actually very kind of almost sticky, and also it has a very heavily perfumed scent to it. It smells incredibly perfumed, and I don't like it. It kind of separates in the bottle as well. It's very gunky. It's just not hydrating whatsoever, and I feel like it doesn't do too much. And yeah, I don't like it. So I don't know what else I can really say about it. It's perfumed, it's not hydrating, it's not perfecting, like it doesn't blur out the pores or imperfections, anything like that. It just looks like almost nothing on the skin. Another thing that I haven't been loving this year is the Collection Sheer Loose Powder. This is, again, really just not nice. It looks like it's gonna be, but it is a, first of all, they say it's like a what is it, a translucent powder. Yeah, it says translucent, and it comes out really yellowy and orange. It oxidizes on your skin. It oxidizes to a orange dark powder. Apart from that, it's very drying, very matte under the eyes. It is fine, you know, it's still silky, but I mean, look, you can even see it's not translucent. It honestly has a lot of color to it. Another one, the Essence, I know, I love Essence, but this is just not it. The Essence Waterproof Eyeliner Pen. It's not black. It's very, look at that. It's almost like grey. I can't explain. It's just very patchy, and it skips, you know, it's not smooth. And when you put it on the eyes, it looks very grey. It doesn't look black. You have to really build it. The good side about it is that it does wear a long time. It is, you know, waterproof. I feel like you can find so much better and just pass on it. You know, it's very just choppy, you know. There's nothing really great about it apart from that it's waterproof. So let me know if you've tried it, because I've seen like some people love this, but it didn't work for me. And last but not least, for the worst product of 2020, the KKW Beauty Shimmer Powder for Face and Body. This one is in Rose Gold, and I don't like it whatsoever. This is what it looks like. Again, beautiful shade for the body, but again, it is a hot mess. It is just a tub full of glitter. Like, there is no shimmer to it. There is no like highly reflective glowy aspect of it. It is just straight up chunky gold glitter that's just gonna flake out all over the skin, on your face, body. Again, wouldn't recommend it for the face. If you do want to go for it only for the body. It is just a tub full of chunky glitter, and I hate that. If you love things like that, products like that, you might really like these two. I don't know if you would be able to tell, but there is just glitter all over the cap. And yeah, it's just that chunky glitter that I feel like is not flattering or nice. I feel like this year was really just strange, and you know, a lot of people didn't have the money to really just spend on new products and things like that. But the ones that I did try out, these were my favorites and the worst of this year. So do let me know your thoughts down below, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and stay tuned for the drugstore one. And I hope everyone is staying safe and enjoy the new year. Stay safe, make sure, and until next time, I'll speak to you guys all in my next video.